My name is Despina Natsi, and I work as a researcher at the Together project. And Ms. Lina Papadopoulou is the scientific responsible of the Together project.
Yeah, we are calling you from Karlsruhe, K.I.T, Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. We are both working in the international department, both actually even at International Students Office. And yeah, I'm the coordinator for the integration of refugees at K.I.T.
Yes, and I have been in charge of incoming students who want to study degree program here at K.I.T.
Thank you very much, both of you, that you have accepted to take this interview with us and talk about the initiatives. You have developed a lot of initiatives at Karlsruhe Institute. So we would like very much that you speak a little bit about the initiative that you are going to present today. How it is called and what kind of persons you help, students who are already students or persons who are interested to become students, and what you do.
Yeah, so as you remember, in the end of 2014 and even more in 2015, a large number of refugees started to come into Germany. And soon afterwards, the DAAD, the German Academic Exchange Service, which is a countrywide organization promoting international collaboration and student exchange, they started to offer funding to the universities under two main programs. One is called Integra, and which helped us a lot to offer a variety of language programs for refugees. And the other one is called Welcome, Student Initiatives for Refugees. And this also helped us a lot to broaden our activities and offer more programs. One of them is called Student Ambassador Program, and and together with our student ambassadors, my colleague Jesske and I are offering a specific consulting office for refugees every week. And this is like the center part of our activities. We are trying to invite all refugees, both prospective students or maybe just people who are interested to even find an internship at K.I.T or elsewhere. And also students to come to us and see us during our consultation hours, and from there we refer them to different other places within and outside the university. And apart from the Student Ambassador Program, we also had many other offers like intercultural workshops, and we assisted quite a number of student initiatives to offer their services like programming courses for refugees and many other offers. And we also have a language tandem program and a buddy program at K.I.T. Initially for refugees, students only, and later on was open to all international students.
Would you like to tell us a bit more about the Buddy program and the Pelican, and more precisely about the impact of those programs?
Well, the Pelican program actually was one of the first programs introduced at K.I.T by the Faculty of Humanities. And it was addressed to refugees in order to get in touch with students, to have the ability to build social contacts. At that time, these refugees still attended language courses, most of them. They still had to learn the language, so they were not enrolled as students. Nevertheless, we found it important to give them the chance to settle in, to get in touch, to have conversations, to meet to do things together. And this is what the Pelican project was focused on. At the same time, of course, they could practice the German they just learned in their courses. But it was so important for the refugees to have someone who actually took the time and told him, well, let's meet. Let's go to the cinema less, but to the museum. Let's meet for cooking. Let's have a cup of coffee. Let's talk about different cultures, for example. These kind of exchanges simply also avoid misunderstandings. And it was a very valuable program and very much appreciated by the refugees at that time, especially at that time. Because I always say it's one thing if a politician tells you, hey, refugees welcome. That's a statement. This doesn't make you feel welcome. But if someone takes time for you, then you feel welcome.
And would you like to focus a little bit more on the language courses that you had? That was the Pelican program concerning the language, and you had both online courses and other seminars or discussions. Would you like to speak a little bit about this?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. In terms of language courses, the Pelican program is not considered to be like a formal language course. It's really an additional program to enable the students to practice their language skills. Mm-hmm. The formal language classes are offered under the DAAD Integra program. Here at our Studienkolleg at K.I.T, the college for international students to prepare them before they start their study course. And initially we started to offer language classes even for beginners, like for the European reference system A1. Later on the conditions in Germany changed, and all refugees who had been granted asylum were offered language courses by the government until the level of B1. And so we, therefore we focused only on the level B2 and above.
What is the main strengths and challenges you faced all those years?
It was the chance, both programs, the Pelican program as well as the Buddy program, meant the chance for both German students as well as to broaden their intercultural competence, definitely. But well, problems, yeah, sometimes at the very beginning, we experienced that refugees didn't appear on a regular basis because we talk about very traumatic experiences. And so also both programs enabled us to keep in touch with the refugees. Yes, and it's beneficial for both sides. It's a win-win.
And also, yeah, being able to follow up persons sometimes who had registered themselves. They just had so much on their plate, yeah, that sometimes attending a language class, which in addition was not mandatory but voluntary, was just not their priority, understandably. Yeah. And in addition, we also experience, especially in the Buddy program, that once a refugee student is registered and has started his or her study course, it is very, very demanding for this student. Yeah. And quite often they don't even have time, or they feel to attend social activities in addition. They just try to focus on their study course, and also the conditions of funding, yeah, the funds for their livelihoods. It was really, we had continuous discussions with job centers who usually fund refugees until they found employment. And asking them to fund them while they're attending a language class at K.I.T. So that was just from the administrative point of view quite demanding for us. Yeah.
In terms of numbers, how many people do you think have been helped through this initiative?
On average, we had about 1,000 persons per year in our consultation services. Some of them came more often than only once. Huh?
Oh yeah.
And some of them came 10 times. For the Pelican program, there are usually, I think, about 10 to 20 refugees per semester, plus the same number of K.I.T students as their tandem partners per semester. And for the Buddy program, we started with a handful of students back in 2017. And so I think 5 or 10 were the initial participants, plus the same amount of K.I.T students as Buddy partners. Nowadays, we have, I think, about 300 international students and about 200, 250 K.I.T students in one semester.
It's very impressive how you can manage all those initiatives and all those students at the same time. So congratulations for your work. And
thank you.
Thank you.
We are very lucky to have a very, very good and extremely helpful and active student assistants.
Oh yes.
And in the Buddy program, for instance, we have, I think, 6 students working together with a coordinator, because especially nowadays in those Corona times, when everything can only be offered through Zoom or in online formats, many students needed to administer everything. And also on the Pelican program, we have a very good student assistant who coordinates all the activities. So without them, we would be lost.
No, all our efforts would be worth nothing without the enormous engagement of our students. One has to say this clearly.
It has to be collective work. Thank you very much for accepting to take this interview with us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
So,